Total madness as we find out the purifiers are sided with Reeva, unbeknownst to them. But let me tell you, if we're shot through the heart, John's the one to blame. Don't blink. You just might miss it because we're going to burn some sage real quick. Stay with us.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome to the Gifted After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Of course, we're talking about Season 2, Episode 14, calaMity.
With a capital M.
With a capital M. Woo! Oh, man. This was an episode that really pissed us off in all the best of ways. I'm Stephen Lemieux, talking about the episode tonight. Never alone. I am joined by my amazing co-host, Steph Sabraw.
What's up, guys? I'm really pissed.
And my co-host that always agrees or disagrees with everything I say, Tehran.
Tehran is in the building.
I'm not sure what kind of day we're having today, so we'll see.
Pissed.
I want to talk about overall thoughts because obviously the first thing at the top of our mind is going to be Andy and Lauren's relation. No, I'm just kidding. Blink. The big thing they did with Blink. Holy crap. All right, just right off the bat, do you think she's actually dead, Tehran?
I mean, yes.
If you're watching, Tehran's Italian for a moment.
Listen, if she is not dead, I'm expecting a fire mixtape from her. She got shot 9 times, twice to the face. The only person who I know who survived this was 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Steph.
I feel like she's dead from what I saw, but the outrage,
vortex.
The outrage on Twitter is real. The outrage I feel in my soul is real, and I just don't think that Clarice needs to die. I've thought of every reason why she could have died for the plot, and it does not. It's not enough. It's not justice.
So let's go through 13 reasons why Clarice should not die.
I'm gonna write that
Another
piece
season?
tonight.
Another season.
If we get another season, she couldn't have died. But if she's dead, I feel like there's no other season.
If she's dead, it really feels like there's no season 3.
I agree.
I don't think they'd kill off her.
A major character, a major plot line, a major story.
A major drought of the show.
100%.
Like, it's
One
not
of our
like
favorites.
Like, I feel like they could kill off Reed. They could definitely kill off Jace. They could kill off Reeva. They could kill off
Sage.
Urge pretty early. They could definitely kill off Sage.
I miss her shoulder more than I miss her.
They killed Dreamer or Syrup in the last episode of the last season.
Slime guy.
Slime
ball.
guy. I don't know. I was kind of sold on
Shatter.
Slime guy. I mean, when they killed Slime guy, I was like, all right,
still not
no
over
season
Shatter.
3. Shatter was cool. And we saw Porcelain when they escaped, but we haven't brought back Porcelain ever since the random scene where all the collars came off. We haven't seen too many mutants when I think there would have been a lot more after the collars came off. Anyway, all right, so the theory going around online is that she got absorbed into her own vortex. She didn't fall back in the sewer. She just got whisked away into Neverland. She's got to find the ruby slippers and tap them 3 times and then realize, oh,
crap,
I got shot 6 times.
In the heart, too. She got shot in the heart.
She's the 50 Cent of the Gifted
Yeah.
She is.
universe.
I mean, she didn't get shot in the face, but that's the 50 Cent
No,
motif.
when you're watching it, she gets shot right here.
Shoulder,
Right here.
side.
It
Like
goes
10
out right
times.
there, which is where your heart is. Which, unless she, like, randomly evolved through Omega Mutant and opened a portal so the bullet would, like, enter behind her heart and then exit the portal after her heart. Or we don't know the physiology of Blink. Maybe inside of her are tons of portals and dimensional rifts and sent the bullet outside of her without actually harming her as much as... There's a lot of writing tools they could do, is all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
If they wanted to bring her back, but as of right now, she was shot. She's dead. And I just want to point out, when we're talking about this with such outrage, is because we actually loved this episode so much. As Stephen pointed out, it made us so upset in all the good ways. In all the good ways.
You should be pissed when a character gets killed.
A character that you like so much.
Allegedly.
Steph will never get over this.
Steph is upset.
Because think about as so many times they literally could not have done anything without someone who could portal. And she's a great actress. And as I see on Twitter, the only Asian actress, I think Asian American actress we have. So I don't know. There's a lot of reasons Steph is pissed.
I'm not going with the diversity factor because if one thing, The Gifted is extremely diverse.
No,
I'm sure
I
they
know.
can
I'm
introduce
just
someone
adding
new.
issues.
My whole thing is simply because this was a character, regardless of race, culture, ethnicity, anything we loved so much. Someone we we actually liked her. I
got a
was
good
waiting for the
backstory for her.
a great backstory. I was waiting for the Erg plug. I was shipping the Erg and Blink.
Erg
and Blink.
plug?
Well, yeah, of course.
We could have had that romantic scene where he carved an M into her face.
It was gonna happen.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, we're going to be breaking down the episode after our Blink discussion because it's just so fresh. We're going to talk about the Inner Circle. We're going to talk about Marcos and John, Lauren, Reed, and Kate. Of course, Reva and Ryan, everything going on with that. Clarice and the Morlocks. That food pyramid is definitely a little bit soggy now. As well as the siege that happens in the end of it. And that cool whirlwind mutant that mysteriously stopped doing stuff halfway through the episode.
For no
Did
reason.
you realize that?
Just stop. After being the most effective tool, just quit.
Stop. He was just
I don't know if they it didn't feel like they got the best of him. As far as I could tell, he got the best of them in every way. But aren't we talking about one more thing in this episode? Capri Suns.
We are talking.
Those kids some new Capri Sun.
Get those kids some new Capri Suns. Get those kids some new Capri Suns.
Get those kids some new Capri
I was going to bring it up naturally later,
I
Tehran,
feel like we have to talk about
but
it
we
now.
have a new soundbite,
You were so excited.
which is so perfect for this show.
So excited.
I want to cut to the chat because the chat has lots of feelings, and when there's a character that dies
Yeah.
on a show, we got to kind of go to it. Let's just say Marvin Richardson says her death can change John, and he does something big. Well, let's just say he is the direct cause of her death, and I will not forgive John for that stupid
Just
moment.
him showing up when you weren't supposed to show up. You weren't supposed to be there.
Like-
you did the extra. When you do extra, extra happens, and that's what happened.
Every time he saw her, it's like, hey, we're in this urgent moment. I want to have a serious conversation.
I wanna
with
talk
her.
about it right
Let's
now.
talk about it right now.
I feel like we should see other people.
And then
Let
she
it
opens
go.
her portal, and lo and behold, John's there, and they just like Beavis and Butthead stare at each other for like, and then she gets shot 6 times. I'm telling her, 50 Cent.
That's why I'm dropping. I'm shipping that mixtape.
Don't
Fire.
blink, you might just miss it. Let's see.
Escape or die trying.
Black Magic says they wouldn't believe her. They already made up their mind that she was guilty, and they can't. Oh, they're talking about Inner Circle. Ivan Soto says, Steph, I'm not sure Clarice is dead. I just heard the showrunner say Clarice fell into one of her portals. That sounds like an insult. Go fall into one of your own portals.
And
I
Nicholas
say
Kelly
that to
said
people about their moms.
from the comics, it is known that Blink is a descendant from the comics. So I'm hoping that when she comes back, she will have her pink skin and her portaling javelins / daggers.
If that is the plan, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But she needs to have an entire personality change.
Yeah.
Because when a mutant evolves to Omega or whatever the next form is, they should have a personality change.
Something.
Because she can't just be like in love with John. I'd say if she's like, if the next time we see her, let's say we get season 3, she's going after John, and she's like, I need to kill you, I'd be all in.
What?
Well, that's
I'd
because
be
you
all
for
in.
some reason you hate John.
I hate John in this
You-
episode especially.
You hate John, and you hate John in this episode, and it has to do with his pretty hair and his pretty face.
I'm jealous.
I know.
But I also think that he was very dumb in this episode.
He was, and his cheekbones didn't make up for it.
It did not.
And the moment, absolutely correct. Stephen, while we were watching, Stephen definitely was like, John, why are you there? And then literally, as you said that, half a second later, Clarice gets shot 6 times.
Kind of his fault.
It is his fault because he was doing that relationship thing where this is the worst time to discuss whatever it is. Your feelings are not the priority right now. I need to do this. And we've all been in that situation, especially anyone that's possibly a performer or anyone. There's a sense of urgency where you're doing something and someone wants to talk to you about something that's like, I get why this is important and we need to talk about your feelings. Not right now. Let's not have feelings right now.
Honestly, like right now, can we just get these kids
to
some new
safety.
Capri Sun?
Let's get them.
Get those kids some new Capri Sun.
Let's move
Get
on,
those kids
y'all.
some new
We're gonna
Capri
go
Suns.
and
Get
talk.
those kids some new Capri Sun.
It's never gonna end. Let's talk about the Inner Circle. So as we find out today, because we didn't know at all beforehand, that the compound is only 98% secure.
Only 98% impenetrable. What does that even mean?
They
Why are
wanted
we
to give
not
her a lasting line before
Like
she
even Purell is 99%. Like condoms are like 99%.
99.9%.
But no, this compound is 98%.
State-of-the-art compound is only 98%. And you know what that 2% is? They don't have freaking cameras in their compound. I'm not saying you need cameras in the bathrooms. Okay, let's give them some privacy. Not even in the bedrooms. But you're telling me there's no cameras in the compound itself.
How do we find out who's the spy? Well, let's just track logins on the computer, because obviously seeing who actually logged into the computer doesn't matter. Actually seeing who snuck into other people's rooms doesn't matter.
PetSmart has cameras. Like, you can't shoplift from PetSmart. What are you going to hide the iguana?
Tehran knows from
Trust
experience.
Me, I know for a fact. I've tried.
We've bailed him out of jail.
PetSmart has cameras, and yet this compound, state of the art, doesn't have any cameras
Bailed him
whatsoever.
out of jail.
And that's what makes that alone is at least 20% of impenetrability is just not having cameras.
Impenetrable.
Who's breaking in? Where are they? We can't tell because we don't have freaking cameras.
Well, luckily they don't have slimy McSlimeserson who can just rub the walls and see stuff.
And see what's going on.
Worst roommate ever.
Worst.
I'm gonna be honest, like, you know when he's used your milk, and you know when he's like using your laundry detergent, which is the good thing.
And if you have to share a bathroom with that guy, come on.
He has to buy his own
It's
toilet
worse
paper.
than
I've
sharing
had
with
it.
Steph Sabraw.
All the toilet paper is soggy. It's like the worst.
Disgusting.
It's absolutely disgusting. But they find out who the spy is, which is obviously the character that they've been underutilizing this entire season, because Sage is kind of a badass in what she can do. And then they're just like, let's give, like, honestly, I'm not even gonna say that it was bad writing or anything, because I think the writer's doing a great job with what they're working with. But I'm just upset because I think it would have been a really powerful play to have Lorna team up with Sage to do some of this stuff, because Sage was on the good guys team in season 1, and it was kind of out of character for her to go to the inner circle in the first place. And then if she died, at least she died
with a purpose.
With some kind of purpose. Because I'm sorry, but Lorna's like magnetic thing logging into the computer does not make any sense at all.
You know, we had talked about it, and Stephen brought it up, where it would have been cool if Sage was sending stuff to Evangelina.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she was
That would
working.
have been so
because
cool.
We're not getting the rest of this Evangelina loophole, Evangeline loophole. We're waiting for that.
Yeah.
It would have been a great tie-in, a nice way to bring it up.
And make it be that Lorna was a double agent, but so was Sage. Maybe if Sage was also the spy, that would have been a really
I
cool
would have
twist.
understood
It
that,
also
yes.
doesn't make sense that we finally find out how Sage's brain works and that it's all basically code. But you try to read her brain, but you don't read Lorna's to know that she's literally been doing this plot the entire
You don't
time.
even need to read Lorna's brain. She's acting suspicious the whole time. Well, maybe he just went out. Well, no, nothing ever happened to him. No, he's probably just sleeping. Maybe she's acting
I'm
so
going to call
guilty.
her 2% milk, because she's obviously the 2% that they are not penetrable by. Lorna is now 2% milk. I actually made Steph laugh for once. Let's get these kids some new Capri Sun.
Get those kids some new Capri Sun.
Before we move on to the next topic, let's just remind everyone at home that you are the rest of our panel. We thank you all for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. While you're there listening to iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, share, subscribe, and give us that 5-star rating I feel that we deserve. But hopefully you do too. Of course, leave comments below. We love to hear from you. We do write back, and we read your comments on air. Join the chat, and we give you shout outs. Thank you so much for being a part. And if you don't like notifications, just turn them right off. They go off without us. AfterBuzz means so much to all of us. And thank you for allowing us to have this. We look forward to more and more shows with you.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to, like, if they find out, whenever they find out if they have a season 3 or not, we're going to get Dreamer, Shatter, all the Morlocks, Sage just walking out of the mist singing 525,600 minutes or reasons for Blink to still be here. Because, man, like, a lot of these characters are just being underutilized. Sage, people in the chat are upset because Sage was also a character that's being underutilized. Like, what a cool power that could have been at play this entire season. If
By the
Blink
way,
is dead, I'm really upset.
Sage could have hacked into the computer and just stole the money that they wanted to get, by the way.
Yeah.
She's Sage. If we're saying that she's that powerful a mutant where it's ones and zeros in her mind, where she's the most powerful mech tech mutant, we're looking at someone who is almost Omega level.
I think so. Code is not all ones and zeros. That's just binary, though. So
Yeah.
she just speaks in computer, speaks in binary, or
But
thinks in
she's
binary.
in every way. Like, that's what they were trying to insinuate, is that her mind is perfect, is basically a computer.
I just think she could have, like, given the Brotherhood more resources while she was there. Like, they didn't have
100%.
to be in a bank vault that was empty. But let's move on.
She could have also fixed the last 2%, because now they have no chance. They
Yeah, there's
got
no
rid of
chance they catch
the one
Lorna.
person who did everything is now dead.
What'd you think of Reva's way of killing her, just turning her vision white? Like, is that a terrifying vision of death where just everything goes white and you start seeing spots, or is it just
that what
kind
she
of
did? I thought she basically
They were
shut her brain down.
Yeah, have you ever been punched in the face so hard you see stars? It was kind of like
No.
that, and they were doing that, and it just blanked out her vision. Or when you stand up too quickly and it just like goes white, they were basically doing that, and Reeva shut down her brain.
It's better than what the Frost sisters could have done.
I mean, it's better than how they killed Andy's girlfriend,
Andy killed it.
or how
Andy-
his
or she just
girlfriend
slid
killed
into
all
a
those
wall.
people in the building. Like,
Yeah.
That was a cool way.
I don't know if Reva's way of killing is torturous. It doesn't seem like it is. It
It
just seems
seemed like it
it's
was torturous. It seemed the amount
I
of
think
pain
she
she
was
went through
pissed
right
she was
before.
dying.
No, it was the pain. Remember,
like, "I've
it
gone 5
disorientates
lines this
them.
season."
It hurts them. Yeah, she did.
I mean, what do you think her plan is? Because if she gets in front of an audience in Congress or something, she could wipe out everyone in the room with a microphone. So, like, what's her
Major
end
plan.
game? So, because right now she's like, we're going to take over Washington. Is she trying to get in touch with the president? Is she trying to get a national television appearance where she can use her powers on everyone who's watching the TV? Like, I don't know. Things to think about until we get to predictions. Let's move on to Marcos and John. We see that Marcos is shot. He's doing okay. He's doing better to be expected than Glow did.
By the way, they stole that. I don't remember her being called Glow.
They did. Where would we have known that?
Because we
call-
make up
guessed?
stupid
Call her
names.
Glow. We just make up.
No, we didn't.
Like
we
if-
knew that's a comic book character.
If
Yeah.
if Marcos was called Flashlight, if they made a joke where he was like, one of the mutants was like, whatever, Flashlight, I'd be like, hey,
Throw me that 30 grand script credit.
yeah.
let me get
I'll take that. I'll take
Yeah.
those residuals. Yeah, I don't know. So let's move on, Marcos and John. There's not much here. It's just like, yeah, we got to get the band back together and help them. But Clarice hates you. We got to help them anyway. Even though the Morlocks hate us, yeah, we're going to help them because they're mutants. Okay, cool. Band's back together. Reeva and Ryan.
But real quick, Marcos understands what John's going through with the loss of
Oh, for sure.
They
Clarice,
have to help
and that was
them.
really sweet. That brotherly moment.
Yeah.
That look, all joking aside, that connection that they have, and that they're still doing all the stuff despite that it's basically only them two left, and they believe so much, and it's their purpose so much that they're still going through with it, and the fact that with guys we don't really talk about relationships and how we feel a lot, so just that mutual bro understanding where it's I get it, and when John says, "Oh, she called you," and he felt some type of way, that was all real. That was strong.
100%. No, 98%.
It was
real.
98% good.
98% real.
Yeah.
So Reeva and Ryan, what did you guys think of this twist? Because we saw it 2 episodes ago.
Loved it.
Or was it at the end of last episode? It's
2
been 2 weeks.
episodes.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
So,
Where they get, and then he gets out the I-8.
and we find out that he's just like this 2-bit, like,
Salesman.
podcaster kind of dude, doing his own radio show, jumping on the anti-mutant train. He's like a failed Tommy Lahren on the Purifier side.
Yeah, but we also see the things that he's done. Basically, when she steps in, she calls him out on who he is, what he is, and it works. He's run, quote unquote, for Congress, came in 6th, which is probably out of 6 people. You got 2% of the vote. He's basically tried to be important. And then she calls it out where she's like, no, you're just trying to be important. And now this is your new way to be
Chris
important.
Christie.
You're working in one of these shacky radio stations. I can make you
Leaky
important.
ceilings.
Exactly. And that was such a strong flashback. It gave me such a strong perspective on who Ryan is as a person. And I really like that. I want to know more about this.
And he's on her payroll, which we definitely know now. So he controls the Purifiers, and she controls
She's in
him
charge.
through Poxy.
She's definitely in charge.
Yeah, so we find out that her plan, it seems, and shout out to the chat for pointing this out, is that she wants to create more and more divisiveness between humans and mutants because it fuels her dream to rule a mutant-led homeland. And the more that the humans chase after the mutants, the more the mutants will flock to her banner when she
Be
does it.
desperate, yeah.
Social commentary, by the way, that's definitely a political theory of enemy syndrome where you create your own enemy in order to nationalize.
I mean, we've all heard
utilize
it.
that in globalization often.
Yeah, and we can even bring up the declassified documents from 39 years ago when they came up with a plan to bomb American towns to glorify what was it? Cuban Missile Crisis, I think it was, to
Yes.
invade Cuba.
Yes.
They had plans presented to the president that were like, "Hey, if we do this, we'll have a reason to
We'll have
attack
the
Cuba."
support of people, and people will be on board with this.
So that's why a lot of people believe that 9/11 was something, because of those declassified documents. And I'm not saying an opinion either way, but I'm saying like these are things that have happened, which is where a lot of these conspiracy theories and where a lot of people's differing opinions on the matter stem from.
Creating divisiveness. I mean, we see it now politically, where this divisiveness is creating people to be more radicalized, whether left or right, conservative or liberal, Democrat or Republican. We're seeing that as we speak.
People view war as an opportunity just as chaos as an opportunity.
100%.
Because when everything's working perfectly, they can't rise higher quicker.
When there's blood in the streets, buy property.
I mean,
That's a quote.
Yeah, it is a quote,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunately true because a lot of people get rich off war. Reeva is one of them. Let's
Yes,
move
war
on
profiteer Reeva, who I love.
to Jace's mission, which Ryan sends him out with all the purifiers, gives him all the same guns. Costco was running a deal this week.
It was great guns too.
Get these
Those guns
P90s.
were crazy.
Get these P90s, run into the sewers. They're waterproof. They're great. They won't clog up
They
on
don't
you.
jam.
But you get 2 grenades of exhallucinogen.
And that's it.
That's it. Costco had only 2 left. They were out. People were buying them up beforehand. So Jace gets sent on this mission where he doesn't know if he's going to live or die, but Ryan doesn't really clue him in how dangerous it's going to be. But he's like, they're monsters. They're the worst of the
But that's
worst down
Reva's
there.
advice. Don't tell them about the dying part. And
I hate Jace. I'm sorry, I can't keep it in another second. I know he's so, I kept saying the entire time I want him to die, and I know that he can't because he's too polarizing of a character and he's important, but I cannot
He's not enough like Blink.
stand him. Oh my God.
and that's how good a
Every
character
time
he
he
is.
does something like this, he goes and finds something that reminds him of why he's fighting for it in the first place and realizes he's not in the right mission. It looks like he has that come to moment, but then he does it again.
He's addicted to looking like he's going to be a redeemable
Yeah.
character.
Redeemable
It's like he's literally the guy that goes and like kicks a puppy and then like looks at the sad puppy. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and then goes kicks a puppy again. Like
It's like the Struckers acting like they're going to tell each other the truth of
And
what's
they don't.
happening, and then they don't.
Lauren or Kate acting like she cares about Lauren more than Andy when she really cares
Yeah.
about Andy
Yeah.
more than Lauren.
And cares about Capri Suns.
Let's get these kids some new Capri
Get
Sun.
those kids some new Capri Sun.
Thank you.
So
Get those kids some new Capri
I think one thing we need to realize about Jace. Jace is the ultimate villain. The fact that you hate him so much.
Hate.
Despise.
Such a good actor.
But that's the
Kobe Bell's
concept.
great, yeah.
This is so strong. It's
I still think they're going to give him a redeeming moment.
when he
I still
wasn't
think
there.
they're
Of
going
course
to.
it is. And I think it's going to come between finding out about Ryan and Reeva and finding out that he's been a pawn the whole
And the
time.
teddy bear is going to lead to it.
But he's such a good. When he wasn't there one week, we missed not having him mess things up.
Yeah, it's fun to see him just be kind of the dick.
And he's so smart too. He's the only one who has that inside knowledge because he's been duped so many times.
It's like all the purifiers are at like a middle school level, and he's like, I'm high school.
Yeah.
Don't shoot that one. He's shooting it back at us. Well, what do we do if we don't shoot him? Shoot the other ones. Shoot
Let's
that
go through.
one.
But he also was the one responsible. Let's go through the wall. He's clever. He's quick. He's smart. He's trained. Honestly, I'm really a fan of his character.
What do you think of Ryan saying, after this, you could be the head of Central Services?
I think you've predicted that before. I know you've thought that he has redemption, but I've also thought on the other side that he could get way worse. I see the teddy bear being kind of, I don't know, we say this every time, maybe the moment he starts to realize he destroyed actual
His
people's
daughter
lives.
had a teddy bear like
So
that.
I think we still have to tie this back to 715. We're either going to get a conclusion this season or
A possible next season.
possibly not get one. Hopefully we get a season 3. But I feel like every episode, just like a big thready sweater is being laid out in front of Jace, and he can just pull at them, and he just refuses to
Unravel the whole thing.
And like all he needs to do is just like actually pull at one. And I think finally, seeing that there are kids here, he's not gonna just leave the story. He's gonna look around. You're gonna see that it was just normal people living there. There's not gonna be guns. There's not gonna be ammunition and stuff like that. And if he pulls that thread, he's going to find out about Ryan. He's going to find out about Reeva. And I think Jace is the linchpin to kill Reeva this season.
I think Jace is definitely the one that discovers the Reva Ryan connection.
Yeah, I hope he follows Ryan around, like, and sees him meeting up with Reeva one time, which is something he is, I think, in his character to do.
Or
Do you think he goes to his wife at all? Do you think we see his wife again?
I do.
When he
simply because
finds
of the
out?
phone call.
If
I feel
we
the
don't
phone
see
call.
Blink again and we see his wife again,
Oh my god!
But I feel like his wife's kind of his compass, and she's been gone. I think if she lets him see her, and he like lays it all out of like what's going on, and she gives him advice, he might be able to like put things together and find out what's actually going on. Whether or not he's an asshole is whatever. But like I feel like she's going to be the thing that brings him back to the whatever his true north is.
I hope so. I mean, I think that would be a good way to still move the plot forward in a different direction, but makes him less horrific.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
Was he wasn't the one who shot Blink though.
They all were.
They all were?
Yeah.
It was
he
like an all you
definitely
could-
was
I
leading
think he
that
capped
charge.
out.
All you could shoot
I
Blink
feel like
buffet.
he capped Blink. I feel like it was Jace's bullet, like per se.
Yeah.
That, the one that went through the heart and went through Steph Sabraw's heart as well was Jace.
Jace is just like, all right, so let's shoot this dude, or let's just shoot him full of bullets. Okay, got that out of the way. Now let's shoot this chick.
This
okay,
gorgeous
cool.
human that's opening a portal and has matching hair to her portal color.
I'm interested to see next week if her body's there or not.
We'll find out. I mean,
Yeah, 'cause we didn't get to
if
see
she
that.
goes into the vortex, it'd be very cool. I'd be very happy about that.
So Clarice does make a good case for the Morlocks getting involved in the war before all of their people are killed. We also have to mention the booby-trapped bodies that they leave out there. Hey, they're retreating. Go check out the bodies before they're fully out of the sewer. Great. There's grenades on them.
What are those? I need to know why the Morlocks have the worst, most useless powers. Slime ball. Like
I saw someone who couldn't even walk. I'm like, you're already completely just alienated from society and you can't
No,
walk
at that point,
either.
you're not even a mutant. You're just someone who's paraplegic, and they've confused you. Like, we need like
Charles Xavier and Logan.
we just need something. You need to have. Why are those guys there with no powers? Why were they the ones sent out if they're not tactically sound?
I mean, you had Blowhard, right?
Yeah, Blowhard was still at the camp. He didn't go out. Blowhard stayed still, and then Blowhard, who takes 5 seconds to blow hard.
No, the guys who went out to go investigate had powers.
What were their powers?
Well, they didn't get to use them because the X
Well,
grenades.
that's what I'm saying. How about you get someone that has tactical knowledge and knows, hey, are these bodies booby trapped? These suspiciously laid out bodies in perpendicular pathways? Let's find out. Let's just, oh, look, I'm Sensor. And Sensor's powers is to sense danger. Something. I just wish the Morlocks had more useful powers. It's like every Morlock is useless.
why do they even have
except
to
for
turn
4.
They're more
around
locks,
a
not more
body?
useless.
They're not less locks. They're more locks.
The good side just never knows how to allocate resources.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I bet you they would have known what to do with Sage, though. Sorry.
Hey, I mean, Erg probably would have used Sage a lot better than the
Ooh,
inner
the
circle.
way he used Blink. All right, we'll get to that.
Body shield. Hey, God, John, you son of a. All right, let's move on to Lauren, Reed, and Kate. God, so Lauren's still in the worst of ways. She's really thirsty. Kate realized she needs to get this kid some new Capri Sun. And we lost it.
Oh, no more,
We
no
lost
more
our
Capri Sun?
privileges.
Kids some new
There we go.
There we go.
And ironically, when I said that watching the show, the next scene, she's like holding a glass up to Lauren's
she
mouth.
was.
She's drinking it. So they have to decide whether they're going to snuff out the light of Lauren. Like the way they say it is like, do parents really have such deep conversations?
Mine
like,
for sure do.
can we just take our child and snuff out its light, or do we let him not go to the dentist? Like,
I mean, it was kind of deep. However, let's not forget that it leads to a lot.
yeah.
It leads to a lot of finally we get half truths again.
Yeah. So after
Why don't they just communicate
We've had this
after
same
keeping
conversation.
secrets and having it blow up in their face
every time
every time?
and promising that they will not keep secrets?
And learning from Lauren. This is the second time Reed and Kate have been like, I'm learning from Lauren.
They're on that Jace. It's the Jace syndrome.
Warum ist she speaking Deutsch?
And she's speaking German in her sleep because of this box. They won't get rid of the box.
Why is she doing that? How would she learn German? Well, she found a secret German note in the music box. Why didn't you tell me? Well, I don't know why I didn't tell you. I just kind of like
because
hanging out.
I'm addicted to it too. That's why he was
What do they
feeling
do
shame.
all day? If they're not talking to each other about the important shit, they're literally
And they're
in
just
that
hanging
apartment.
out in
They're
the
just
apartment.
hanging out doing nothing all day.
Yeah.
Like, is Lauren just in the bed, like sleeping, and Kate and Reed are just in the other room,
Staring at each other.
like doing other, like whatever, making another Andy or something?
They're
Like,
clearly not. That's one thing I
Making
got.
another
they're
Andy.
not. They're not anything of that nature. I think the connection between the family is getting a lot more intense.
yeah.
It is missing something. That something is clearly Andy, where we don't have the same family dynamic. We see the change in your favorite character, Capri Sun mom.
Yep.
And we're seeing her change. I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. What do you guys think?
I think it's for the better. She's finally like giving up the fact
You're
that
just saying that because you like the more intense her.
No,
she
it's for
drove
the
a
better.
car through cops and shot at them with a Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else she could have done. It would have been so stupid, season 1 Kate, to trust the government or whatever forces are against mutants. Right now, in this timeline, it does not work.
This
Kate
is-
Sarah Connor.
This
Kate
is
Sarah
like,
Connor.
aside from like having when
loved
Laura attacks the cops, this is like the time where she's like, no, we're not going to negotiate. This is the first time she's like, no, like
stepped
screw
up,
you
yeah.
guys.
Finally.
Because she was in a car with useless mutants and her daughter who had no powers. So it's like she was the most powerful one at that time. You know why? Because she had a goddamn gun.
She had a gat, not even a gun.
Right?
That was a gat, a Desert Eagle 5.0.
Right?
Bum, 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 bum,
I'm
bum.
surprised that gun didn't end up in the back seat hitting somebody in the head.
Exactly,
'Cause
with that
the
recoil.
kickback on that thing,
The
holy
recoil
crap.
of that is no
the
joke.
bullet hole in her windshield was like,
Huge.
Yeah.
And she shot out and shot at the cops, and then she drove. And you know what? This is a new Kate that we haven't seen. This is a Kate with
she gives
balls.
new meaning to Capri Sun.
Agreed.
I love
She's
it.
stopped in that car
Big
and
ovaries.
she needed a line delivery though. She needed to be like, we're not negotiating. We're gonna get these kids some new Capri Sun.
We're gonna need you to be able to do the cue, Jonathan.
Jonathan, you're really letting me down here.
You are big time. It's too late.
It's
It's
way too late.
It's way too late. It's disappointing.
You know what? Let's cancel the show. We're done. No, guys, thank you so much for
we're
tuning
not talking
in.
about the gift.
No, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got 47 people in the live chat right now. This is definitely a divisive episode of With Blink and everything going on with Jace. Please hit that thumbs up right now if you're watching this video live or not live. We tape it Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which if you're on the East Coast is 10 p.m. Eastern. And you can hit that thumbs up right now, or you can hit it later. You can hit it anytime. Just like John wished Clarice would say to him.
So you can hit it anytime. You're a bad person.
I'm a very bad person.
bad
But
person.
also comment below after the stream is over because we can read and reply to your comments if
And we
you
do.
don't get them in the live chat. Because so many of you guys are talking in the live chat. Black Magic 99, Christian P, ABK 88. Ivan Soto, Nicholas Kenji, Renji 90998, Alyssa Ramos,
The familiars.
Mesa Diane, some new names in here. I really enjoy it. Go to iTunes and rate us 5 stars and leave us a comment on iTunes, and I'll shout you guys out. We haven't got a
Please.
new
We
review
do
yet.
have one.
Do we?
From Nick Dreamer, which
just weren't
is
here. I already
Nicholas.
read it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
From January 22nd?
Yeah, you didn't show up to the episode, and we read it.
We read
Well,
it.
I
It was
mean,
really good.
shout outs deserve 2 shout outs.
We
So
actually
I'm not
cried.
going to apologize.
Can we get this girl some new Capri Sun, please?
I'm clearly
Get
running
these kids
low.
new Capri Sun.
Great. Shout out to that Nicholas lad,
Nicholas Dreamer.
Nicholas
You
Dreamer.
get 2.
So let's go ahead and talk more about this German box that makes her sleep German talk, and how Reed has decided that he's going to stop taking the serum as well.
Real quick, are we not discussing? No one's going, hey, why does this do this? What's its actual purpose? Is this possessing us
Nobody,
in some way?
no, not at all.
They're just going with it.
It's all good. We all have that like music box that does that.
No,
They
we don't.
asked-
The haunted music box that allows you to speak German. Let's have some conversations. Let's have a little dialogue.
It's a higher loom. It is a higher loom. It is German higher loom. Pass it down, generations. Hi,
But that's so real. Like, honestly, we need to have a conversation about this box. We need to find out about the box, why this box is doing this. If that has to do with whatever it is inside it, that metal that's special, that
Possibly.
With the hair?
The jeweler was
It had the
willing
hair
to
in it. Yeah, we got to do
pay
something with the hair. We
big
need
money for it.
We need
Something.
the Fenris sword.
The sword.
The sword.
We do need the sword.
The sword could have saved Blank.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, let's do something with it because that storyline is like.
Tanking.
I wish that storyline would get dropped in a portal. Unless it gets interesting. Come on, do something with it. Like, have Reeva be like, what? And have things blow up.
And I want to remind everyone, we love the episode. We are just going to talk about the things that
Bother us.
Could bother us. Everything. We love the show.
No, seriously, it was a great episode, and it made us feel things, which is rare.
did.
And I haven't felt anything for The Walking Dead in like 5 seasons, so it's like good to still feel things for this show.
Deserves a season 3, I'll tell you that.
What do we think of Reed's decision to stop taking the serum? Do you think he's going to die? Do you think he's going to turn into the Blaze from the Fantastic Four? And do you think he's going to be connecting with his children in dreams after he survives if he does?
If there's a season 3, he won't die. If there's not, I think he will die. I really don't want him to die. I've always wanted him to power up and just like learn how to control his power, his abilities. And I think this conversation might be gearing towards that he would just really mentally try to.
I think he's gonna like take out an entire city block when he like survives, because I don't think the powers are gonna kill him, but I think he has to like get all that energy out.
Release it. He'll be like a volcano.
Something like that.
He has power blue balls. I get that.
I wonder-
hope lava does something.
I'm really curious if Reed has the power to get through 98% of the impenetrable wall. And Lorna can take care. 2% milk can take care of that last 2%. Together, they form the full 100.
Does he
On
join
CW.
with his children and they make it more powerful? Well, we'll see.
I'd like
we
to
do
see
like
Reed.
his decision.
I'd like to see like Lauren and Andy meeting in their dreams and just Reed like popping his head over and being like, "Yo,
I'm here too. I'm in the land.
Right,
Now that my
like-
powers are activated, I
this
can
is
be
creepy.
a part of this.
Like
Come back with us, son.
I'm a Strucker too."
And I would love for Kate to have powers too.
Me too.
That would be great because when she's like, I'm the only non-mutant, so now I've been practicing, I've been working out, I've been training because I'm a non-mutant. I was like, man, get the girl some new Capri Suns.
That's why.
Get those kids some new Capri Sun.
The German note letter is actually the recipe for Capri Sun.
That's all it is.
Lauren's just like reading it in German in her dreams, like, man, this drink is gonna taste so good when we make it.
It is.
Is it gonna be cherry blast or is it gonna be cool blue? I wish I knew more flavors.
We got to get through Erg.
I mean, there's not much to go with
Well,
Erg.
I mean, I did Erg not listening to Blink every single step of the way. That was so aggravating. Like the one person,
yeah.
she's been right. So pay attention. Stop. And honestly, it felt a little misogynistic. I know Steph's all about the feminism movement and strong. I felt like that was misogynistic. Just not listening to the superior tactical female who you've brought into the mold, who clearly has more knowledge on them and what's going on than you do.
He doesn't
How about
listen
you?
to anyone.
Yeah, but specifically not to her.
Yeah.
I've lost where you're talking about. How Erg just is not listening to Clarice at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, they're dumb. They're the worst. They're in
At all.
sewers. Like all they know is to rub
Yeah, you
slime
haven't
on
been
themes
around-
and make
exactly.
illusions.
You haven't been around. You haven't seen what's going on. She's giving you intel, and if you were a real leader, you would have figured that out.
I like how
Alyssa
she walked
Ramos.
into him like shirtless, and he's like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah, come on in,
we
baby.
were shipping
I
that.
love
That was
that
going to be
scene.
something. And then Erg doesn't. You're bulletproof. So how about you kind of cover the people who aren't bulletproof? How about you be? I know he tried to draw their fire, but at that point he needs to be like, guys, duck, everyone duck. They like stand up and get shot like the whack-a-moles.
like what, he had enough time to say "you cowards," but not like stop to his actual teammates.
To his teammates, let's do something tactical here.
Alyssa Ramos in the chat said Erg was erging me. I agree.
Hey,
Yeah, Erg.
also great pickup line. Let's do something tactical here. So let's move on. Let's make up a special segment on the spot. Let's cut to the Jace. So if Jace awakened mutant powers, what would it be, and how would he still be a bad guy?
My Jace mutant power call is that he has the power of unlimited stubbornness where he doesn't learn from any lesson.
He's
ever.
already a man. Move
He
on to
just
Steph.
always burns his.
Wait, if he
that's
had
funny.
a power?
He burns his hands on the stove over and over again.
He never learns from his mistakes.
Or from other people's mistakes either. He just never learns. Jace.
All right, Steph, what's Jace's power?
He's good with me. I don't know. He can make plans.
He can make plans. I'm going to say that his mutant power is that he can detect all mutants, except he won't believe he's a mutant, so he won't use it.
He won't.
He'll like refuse
so
to believe that he's a mutant, even though he can just know, like Unbreakable style, who's a mutant. He's like, no, I'm not a mutant, so I couldn't know that. I won't do it. No.
He's
I'm
tactical.
guessing. I don't even know.
I have to see them with my eyes from the corner of a truck that I randomly run into, even though they should be 3 hours away. But no, Washington's 5 hours away from Baltimore. Guys, that is our show. Thank you for tuning in. Where can we find you all on Twitter?
Find me at I am Tehran all across the board. And of course, I'd love to read your comments on what you think Jace's mutants' powers are.
Yeah.
We respond to everything. And I host and panel on a slew of AfterBuzz after shows.
Yes, you do, actually. I'm Steph Sabraw. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Steph Sabraw.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux. Also, Steph downplays herself, but she also produces Maria Menounos' podcast, Conversation with Maria, which comes out every Monday.
Oh, yeah,
where you can hear
baby.
her thoughts on lots of things in the intros and the outros. So check that out for sure. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week for The Gifted Season 2, Episode 15, entitled Monsters. But I do want to plug something really quick. Guys, I host the Deadly Class After Show, and tomorrow night we have Maria Gabriela de Faria in, and she is awesome. If you guys love Deadly Class, you should check that out.
Yeah.
We also next week have Benjamin Wadsworth, who's the main actor on it, and the week after that we have Tom Stevens, who plays Fuck Face on the show.
Such a good name.
Packed full of
I love
guests
it.
every
That's
week.
amazing.
So if you like this show, join me on that show. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.